Finally made it home, Macaulay. Well, it's the place I call home now anyway. I've lived here most of my life, arriving as a refugee before training as a ranger. Do you think you'll come to call Kirkwall your home one day? So we actually can do make choices here. I don't like to stay in one place for too long. Yes. I mean, we stayed in the wild anyway. Ava shrugs her shoulders. Fair enough. So there's nothing like the feeling of returning to a place you can call home. Not that you'll be wanting to travel by boat anytime soon though, based on how ill you looked on the way here. I guess you aren't used to the choppy waters around here. You okay now? I mean, we need assistance. I think I might need medical assistance. Seriously? Oh come on, at least you're not making a fuss. You looked as green as Glassland and I could have sworn you were going to puke, but I'm glad you're okay now. At least Doc seemed to enjoy the trip with us. He loves the water. I'm so glad Doc found us, as he's been a great addition to our team, don't you think? He's found some food on the last map for us. That has been nice. I mean, who doesn't like dogs? Yes, he's a good boy. He is, though we will need to stock up on dog treats while we are here, as I've run out. At least you know with a dog they will be loyal, so long as you just show them some love. Anyway, I guess I should stop talking so we can get moving. Sorry, I'm excited for you to see Kirkwall. Shall we go together? Yes. Alright then, let's go. I mean, an extra unit. So we have Smith's residence. This is where Smith, the richest citizen of Kirkwall, lives. He has his own large plot of land. Does an assistance and has the only oil platform in Kirkwall. The oil supply he is used to keep his Titan running. Oh, here is used, yeah. Smith assisted us in the last map. Right, it was last map. So he has been quite helpful. Museum dedicated to the history. Prisoner building. Guess that's where the guy we found stationed. And Upper Kirkwall Command, that's where we're supposed to go. Okay, let's explore a little.
Let's go.
Looks like the power is down, that's nothing unusual. The Ionids rely on windmills for power, so if there isn't enough wind to keep the batteries charged, then everything shuts down. Let's keep going.
Let me put an arrow in his head.
I just want to see if anything happens if we destroy the stuff. Nope.
Roger that. Nice target. Bullseye.
Okay, so how about I tell you some more about Kirkwall? Well, it's first time here, sure, why not? Well, there's a great museum on the island that has all kinds of stories and exhibits. Personally, my favorite places are Miss Fowler's Bakery and the Winking Giant Inn. Can't beat a good cake in the afternoon and a gin and tonic at night. So anyway, where we are now is the only way in and out of Kirkwall, which is why there's this iron fencing keeping us away from the buildings. We wouldn't want any would-be invaders easily taken over now, would we? I mean, I could still destroy the buildings from over here. I guess the zombies can't. Has Kirkwall ever been invaded? Not for a few centuries. On a serious note, there was a lot of problems in the year following the Tempest. For some reason, no one on the Orkney Islands was infected. So the good people of Kirkwall started a boat service to bring up survivors like myself from the mainland. A lot of different people have arrived. Naturally, a few bad people caused problems. I mean, they have a prison, so what do you think happened to them? They get executed. First they were sent to the makeshift prison. If they didn't reform, then they were trucked and taken back to the mainland to fend for themselves. Fair enough, it's an apocalypse. Maybe, I'd like to say some deserved it, but it doesn't sit right with me. In the months after the Tempest, going back to the mainland with no supplies or support was essentially a death sentence. But then I guess you survived for 28 years, how did you manage to get by after the Tempest? Wow, I don't remember. I just forgot 28 years. What, you really don't remember any of the last 28 years, or do you choose not to remember? I really can't remember anything and I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I'll back off, sorry. Let's keep moving upwards. Let's move out. I mean,
smell this coming. Bullseye.
if zombies are going to eat you, being tracked maybe is
Yeah,
a good thing, I guess.
let's go.
So Macaulay, do you mind if I ask you a favor? What is it? Well, I've mentioned to you before on our way to New Iverness about when the Tempest began, how I lost my parents. I was only 4 at the time, so it's one of my earliest memories. They were watching the riots on the television when all of a sudden they screamed. The next thing I knew, they both turned out of their chairs and came running at me. My instinct told me to run out the front door and I slammed it behind me. That sounds horrible. What happened next? I ran out onto the street and there were other people running out of their house screaming and killing each other everywhere. There was a small hole in the chain link fence to my neighbor's garden, so I crawled through and sneaked behind their houses. There was a forest out behind our house. My neighbor was in the backyard screaming and holding their head as if they were in pain. I continued to crawl and kept low behind the bushes until I made it to the back fence of the garden. I was 4 years old, so I was only 3 feet tall at the time, so I had to hop onto some bins to get over the fence. This caused the bins to fall over and my neighbor heard and came screaming towards me. I managed to scramble over the fence and hid in the forest until nightfall. Or go on. The reason I tell you this is because the whole time I was hiding, I could only think of my brother. He's 8 years older than me and looked to him for everything. He was due to come back from a school trip in Scotland that day, so I knew that where I wanted to go to see if I could find him. You don't really think about the practicalities when you're 4, so I just started walking at night, as there was less screaming going on around then. Months later, and thanks to some early survival skills my brother had taught me, I managed to get to Scotland, which is when I learned about the sanctuary at Kirkwall. So I hoped he had made it there. I got on the last refugee boat before Torso was completely overrun. When I get to Kirkwall, it took time to settle in, but eventually it dawned on me that my brother wasn't there. Do you think my brother could have hid somewhere and still alive? I mean, I did. Yeah, I mean, pretty impressive for the age of 4. To survive, walk to Scotland. Your daughter wouldn't survive a second. Well, you still have a year to train her to basic skills of survival in the forest. I'm glad you think so too. Either way, I need some closure, which is why I wanted to ask you a favor. I believe you are going to be sent to Wales to find out more about the student individuals. The one that was captured revealed after some persuasion that their base is there, so my source in Upper Kirkwall Command says they want to send their best tactician there. Is Colonel Garson on the front line? I think that will be you. And so you're probably wondering what this has to do with me, my brother, and the favor I wanted to ask. Well, before Kirkwall became the last sanctuary legion, there was rumors of another safe haven in Wales. As he was coming back from Scotland the day the Tempest began, it's possible that he might have got halfway and went across to the Wales sanctuary. As you being sent to Wales, I wondered if you could look out for signs of the sanctuary there. I know it's a long shot, but I'm desperate to find him still. I have no one else and I miss him every day, even now. I mean, her. Knows how to steal your time? Well, now she just needs to learn how to steal some food. Or which berries you can eat in the forest, which mushrooms are safe. Of course, that wouldn't be a problem. She looks happier. That was easy. I knew I could count on you. You're so awesome. Just any bit of hope keeps me going at the moment, so thank you. Okay, well, let's keep moving on for now. I mean, she might have met some people too on the way. You never know.
I smell this coming. Bullseye.
Look at all that housing here.
All right. Yeah.
It really built safe here. Zombies can attack through this.
Bullseye.
So I wouldn't feel safe in this place. Ava looks concerned. Okay, so there isn't normally iron fencing all around command center. This only happens when the place is on complete lockdown. That means there's been an incident and everyone has to go home and stay in their houses. I wonder if this has anything to do with the captured suited individual they are holding in the prisoners' buildings on the west side of the island. Let us keep following the path and see what we can find out.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just shoot over and ask them what's up.
Slow but lethal. Yeah.
She's talking much now. I mean, this is the story mission. I don't think there's much else happening. A lot of talking and then maybe a small outbreak or something. Macaulay, I just wanted to say thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. I tend to go on a lot, but, well, it's a sign that I like you. Anyway, I'm talking again, aren't I? Okay, then let's go. Even she agrees that she's talking a lot. Just wanna run forward. Maybe not the smartest thing to do to split my units. Oh, wow. That's the prison building to our left. We'll need to go up and around to get to it. I've got so many questions to ask the prisoner. Who are they? How are they controlling the infected? And why do they all wear suits? I guess now is a good time for you to ask me anything that's been on your mind. I didn't visit the town, wasn't it all locked up? Oh. We can try to turn around, maybe, we'll see. No, everything was locked down with iron fences, as far as I know. Maybe I missed an entrance, we can check in a second. What's up with the Tempest, I guess? I can't say I know the origin of the name, it just seemed to come about. People heard others saying it, started saying the term themselves. It's a name that stuck, but I believe there's a reason behind everything, so maybe one day we'll find out. How did the infection spread? I don't know why we're not infected, or at least not showing signs of the infection. Clearly it's not a typical airborne virus. And I've been scratched by an infected and I'm still here talking now. It might be that we're infected, but there is some kind of trigger that we've not encountered yet. I think if we could find out the trigger for the virus, then that would answer a lot of questions that no one has been able to solve. There was a lot of unrest and rioting around the world at the time due to some pretty unpopular governments and politics. But then it turned really ugly and people knew something had changed. Something was wrong. My parents were watching the violence unfold on the television when they turned, so how does that work? Well, that's what we're here to find out. What do you know about the suited guys? Never heard of any encounters with the people in the suits before our expansion onto the mainland 6 months ago. We have occasionally done supply runs on the coast, but I don't know if any unusual sightings have other than the infected. Upper Kirkwall Command does keep information on a need-to-know basis, so who knows. One theory is the people who were exiled for a bad behavior on the island banded together and are exacting their revenge, but that seems unlikely to me. Another theory is this group feels we are invading their land, but they haven't shown any signs of territorial behavior. I don't think there will be any regrets about building colonies on the mainland. After 28 years, the islands were no longer sustainable for the population here, and the number of infected on the mainland has dwindled over time, so the land seemed ripe for the taking. I was 4 when I came here, but there is a generation of people born on the island who have never seen anywhere else. After things settled down and the bad people were kicked out, everyone learned to live with one another, and there has been trouble for years. I guess we've forgotten what evil looks like and that it still exists in many forms. I don't know. I only know the handle, the person who made it. I wondered if you maybe wanted to have some dinner together later. Oh. I'm not sure if this is the time and place right now. Maybe another time. Well, we asked everything we could. Great, now I feel like you know everything I do, but I haven't really asked anything about you. I know, I talk too much. I'll ask another time though, as we really need to get going. Didn't we establish already I don't remember anything from the last 28 years? There's not much to learn, except then I'm a veteran sniper. So let's check. Right, this was... yeah, this is all locked off here. You can't get in there. I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Had the zombie servers come candy like that? I mean,
Roger that.
they don't complain so much.
You read my mind. Roger that.
Alva shouts over to you. Hey Macaulay, please keep up. I don't know why you insist on carrying that huge rifle of yours everywhere, but it sure does slow you down. I'll wait here for you to catch up, and if you like, I can describe the buildings in the area to you if you select them. So... nothing is happening if I select them.
So many targets.
Maybe the next two ones that are coming up. Look, there's Mackenzie up ahead. Mackenzie is the guy we found in the first map to help us. But he's alone, what's going on? We should go speak to him together, then all head down together to the prisoner building, like Mackenzie, but I would feel safer if you were by my side. Stay close and then let's go forward together.
Tell me your darkest thoughts.
Long time no see, brother. It's good to see you again. Much to tell you, but there's no time. What's going on? The prisoner, the man in the suit, it was a mistake bringing him here. That's what they wanted. It was all a little too easy and now everyone has paid the price for our ignorance. The prisoner told me everything, but the awareness of the truth is fatal. The source of the infection, the Tempest. We are one and you are two. They are all sleeping, soon to be reborn under the Tempest. I wish I could tell you more, brother, but then you will share my fate. What fate is that? I can't control it. I let the Tempest in and now it has me. Please let me die, brother. Leave me behind and escape. Go forward and find McCracken to the south. Don't go back or you will die. I mean... we'll probably turn when if we take him with us. Let's take him with us. I'm sorry, I can't fight it. He's too strong. Run while you still can. You have a bad feeling about this. Mackenzie looks in agony as he hits his head repeatedly, but then he stops and stares at you as he says, "Goodbye, brother. I'm sorry. We are the Tempest." I paused the legs for a second. I don't know which sniper we have to save. Alva shouts while running, "Keep going, Macaulay, and don't look back. Ignore the prisoner building now, and let's keep heading south. We can probably find refuge away from the houses at the Kirkwall Museum. Use me to kite the infected away from you to buy you some time, or just let them get distracted by the buildings."
Death, lovely death.
Our buildings are being attacked.
Just attack the buildings.
It's a nice day to die.
Although you're still chasing me.
The colony is under attack.
Tell me your darkest thoughts.
Can we build a wall?
Who do you want me to punish? It's a nice day to die.
They are trying to break into the buildings.
Last
Holy
night,
Mackenzie.
exploding. Yeah.
Well, they're coming from the other side. This is Kirkwall Museum. There's a live map here which we can use to see the whole area. Let's see, one moment. Oh my goodness. Everywhere, everyone I know is destroyed. This is a nightmare, right? Oh, she's getting killed. How has this happened? Why? This shit. I don't know if I can go, Macaulay. What are we going to do? We survey the map.
Our buildings are being attacked.
Yes,
Well,
tell me what
it
to
would be
kill.
nice to look at
That's
stuff.
such a kill.
Oh, there's some explosives there. We'll probably go down there and... Ooh, look at the map.
Your sniper at your service.
Uh,
Roger that.
we hope he has a boat so we can run away and an explosive barrel. Everything behind us. Look, that's McCracken up ahead next to Smith's house and oil factory. I wish Smith was here with his tight machine. For now, let's get some answers from McCracken before I do something I will regret. Let's actually pause here for a second to look at the map. Quite a few details put in here that you otherwise never see if there's no map reveal. So where's the boat we came with? We need the boat. Took a very long time test to destroy. Yeah,
Tell me your darkest thoughts.
but that makes it a valuable, very good map. It's the details they make it good.
Gotcha. A new task. Yes.
And I saw you post that this actually looks like the islands. I otherwise wouldn't have
What
known.
do you want now?
I'm not that familiar with the territory. But this should look like the real island somewhat. I mean, not to scale. Yeah. Mackenzie looks exhausted. Macaulay, I can't go on much further, brother. The tempest is too strong and I might not be able to control my actions for much longer. Once you are safe and finished here, I'm going to stay in Smith's house right there. And Ava, take good care of Macaulay for me, sister. Been quite a ride. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon, brother. Macaulay, Ava, what have you done? I did what I could not control. I was told the people of Kirkwall made a mistake, that they shouldn't have come onto the mainland. They were told not to. And there had to be consequences. So you did this? Yeah, first I wiped out Upper Kirkwall Command, then I started the lockdown and then the Tempest took care of the rest. I didn't want to do it, but I'm too weak to fight the influence of the Tempest. Now I must live with what I've done, then it's your turn. Do we blow him up with the barrels then? For sure, so Jave Ava, she's probably going to get one shot by him. Or he turns, then we can easily kill him. Barrel him? Yeah. That sounds like the plan. I thought you were one of us. I am. I was. When we all came together 6 months ago to help Kirkwall, we all said we couldn't remember much from the past 28 years. I wanted to help, I wanted the gold, but the prisoner made me remember my true goals and purpose. We are one and you are two. You just haven't remembered yet. Go hug him. Well, that'll trigger the explosion too. With me. What happens now? I still have some control left, but not for long. A part of me still wants to help, which is why I haven't been waiting. Holding on for you. There's a backup command center underground, but it was abandoned because of what is down there. The oil well that Smith has here will take you down to the tunnels below. Shoot the oil barrels to open the way forward, end my suffering and stop me from doing any more harm. Farewell, old friend.
You are gonna pay me for this, right?
Nice knowing you. You've escaped underground. You and Ava climbed down the chasm too, opened by the explosions. By going underground you have survived for now. Kirkwall is overrun and the infected are sure to follow the sound of the explosions. You will need to reactivate the backup command center underground and build defenses to hold off the infected that are on their way. But in doing so you will uncover the dark secrets that are held below.